They said it was just sparring. They said she'd be fine. They said a choke was part of the game. But when her hands went limp, when her breath cut off mid-gasp, when her legs stopped kicking, someone in the crowd whispered, "She's not moving." Then a shadow stepped forward, silent, dangerous, and trembling with fury. A Navy SEAL who had promised he'd never lose control again. A man who'd buried too many ghosts already. And in the center of that gym, as her lifeless body slumped to the mat, he snapped the fight in half. Because they forgot who she was. But he never would. Eva Ruiz lived for the sound of gloves hitting pads, a rhythm that once pulled her out of the darkest years of her childhood. The gym had become her second home, and the fighters around her? Her chosen family. She wasn't the strongest or the fastest, but she fought with a heart people remembered long after she stepped out of the ring. Across from her stood Marcus Hale, towering, sharp-eyed, a Navy SEAL recently returned from his last deployment. To most he was a myth, a ghost of classified missions, a man carved from battle scars. But to Eva, he was simply Marcus, her training partner, her protector, the one who always taped her hands because her fingers shook from nerves before every match. The night began like any other. The gym lights buzzed faintly, casting long shadows across the mats. Sweat dripped from rafters, music thumped low, and fighters circled the ring like restless storms waiting to break. Light sparring, coach reminded as he held the ropes open for Eva. Work technique. No egos tonight. Eva smiled, tapping gloves with Marcus. Easy, she said. Always, he answered. But easy died the moment her next opponent stepped into the ring. Braden Wolfe. A newcomer with something to prove, something ugly in the way he grinned at her. His reputation had been whispered for weeks, too rough, too reckless, too proud to admit he didn't belong in a controlled environment. Marcus's jaw tightened the moment he saw him. "Coach," Marcus muttered, "pair him with me instead." But coach waved it off. He needs to spar someone his size. Marcus didn't like it. Eva saw it. Everyone saw it. But Eva, ever brave, ever stubborn, shrugged. "Let's do it." The bell rang. The fight began. For the first minute it was normal jabs, footwork, Eva's quick slips and counters. She danced around him, landing clean shots that made the crowd hum with respect. Braden hated that. Eva saw it in his eyes, the moment bruised ego turned into something darker. He lunged, grabbed her neck in a clinch that wasn't part of the drill. "Hey, easy." Eva struggled. He didn't loosen. Her vision blurred. Her breath hitched. "Break!" Coach yelled. But Braden didn't let go. Marcus stood up instantly. The air in the gym shifted. Fighters paused mid-punch. People turned. Everyone knew the tension that snapped inside him. Eva clawed at Braden's wrist. Her knees buckled. Her body sagged. "Let her go." Marcus roared. But Braden twisted tighter, rage twisting his face. And then Eva's hands fell. Her eyes rolled back. Her body dropped like a marionette whose strings had just been cut. The gym froze. "Eva," someone screamed. Marcus vaulted the ropes in a single leap. And what came next? No one would ever forget. The moment Eva collapsed, a gravitational silence swallowed the gym. Braden stepped back, shock flickering across his face, shock, not remorse. He lifted his hands, pretending he didn't know what he'd done. But Marcus knew. He knew the difference between an accident and a choice. He landed beside Eva, sliding an arm under her head, checking her breath. Nothing. Not a stir. Not a gasp. Just a terrifying stillness. "Eva. Eva, look at me," he begged, voice cracking, a tone no one had ever imagined a soldier like him could make. Braden scoffed. "Relax." She was fine. Marcus stood slowly. Every eye locked on him. The air thickened. Even the music stopped as someone yanked the speaker plug. Marcus didn't shout. He didn't curse. He just spoke with a coldness sharper than steel. You don't get to touch her again. Braden rolled his shoulders. What, you gonna cry about it, soldier boy? Marcus inhaled once at calm, controlled, and then the world exploded. In 3 steps he closed the distance. In one movement he swept Braden's leg, slammed him onto the mat, and pinned him with a precision that spoke of war zones, not gyms. Braden thrashed and panicked. Get him off me, he wheezed. Marcus leaned close, saying nothing. He didn't need to. Coach threw himself in between them. Fighters pulled Marcus back. It took 5 grown men to drag him off. Marcus didn't fight them, he just looked at Ava. A medic was now over her, working fast. After agonizing seconds, her chest jerked. She coughed weakly, eyes fluttering open. Marcus fell to his knees beside her, trembling. Ava, you scared the hell out of me. She tried to smile but winced. You snapped the fight in half. He wiped tears from her cheek. I destroyed the whole world for you. Her fingers curled around his wrist. Don't forget who I am, she whispered. I'm still here. And that was the moment Marcus realized something heavy. He had almost lost the only person who reminded him he wasn't just a soldier. He was human. Ava saved him with kindness. Now he would save her with everything else. As Braden was dragged out of the gym, muttering excuses no one believed, Marcus stayed kneeling beside Ava, holding her hand as if anchoring himself to the only thing that kept him grounded. And the gym watched, some in awe, some in fear, but all in silence. Because they all understood one thing now. No one threatens her life. Not in front of him. Not ever again.